Sweet. So today is all about becoming an MVP. This is something that we at Crash Course, we really pride ourselves on breeding MVPs. Because I think it's one of those things that, getting to the all-star team can take a little bit of time, especially if you're like a newer skater, but snagging that MVP, you can do that in a fresh meet bout. You can do this as a team, as a home team skater. And so I think that this is a really great thing, to strive for once you've, passed your minimum skills, you've gotten onto a team or you're in scrimmages. Once you've gotten to that point, a really great sort of interim stepping stone between that and maybe getting to your all-star team, things like that, is shooting to get your first MVP. Because this tells you, okay, not only are you moving above and beyond, but you're starting to be at like that top level of the people that you're playing with. And basically, I came up with my top 7 things that if you want to become an MVP, these are the 7 things that you need to focus on. Okay, and if you focus on these 7 things, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get that MVP. Now, that being said, as we go through these, as I go through the 7, and you can run right now and go get something to take notes with if you don't have something already, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in each of these 7 areas of how well do you think you are crushing it right now in each of these 7 areas, and which ones do you need to work on? Because if you can get yourself to like an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10 in each of these areas, you are going to be well on your way to snagging your first MVP. Sorry, I just finished a Facebook Live and now I'm doing another one. I was like, holy shit, I'm so thirsty. Side note, does anyone drink Element? It's like L-E-L-M-T, M-N-T. It's like a hydration thing. They have a chocolate one, which seems like the weirdest thing that like chocolate and hydration would go together, but it's fucking delicious. Highly recommend it. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, I guess I just can't see comments on here today either. I moved into my new house, so I don't have the Wi-Fi, which is why I don't have a PowerPoint presentation for you today, because I can't present it to you in any way. So, okay, here we go. We're doing it. So, top 7 things Chrissy Crash says that you must do in order, hang on, let me bust out my notes. Top 7 things you need to do to become an MVP. Okay, these are the things you're going to focus on. So as I'm going through this list, I want you to ask yourself, hi, Angie, you can comment in the chat box too, even though apparently I can't see it. I will be able to see it after. With where do you think you are on a scale of 1 to 10? So as I go through each one, you can even comment in the chat box of like, oh, when it comes to that, I'm like a 4 or I'm like a 7. But keep this list for yourself. At Crash Course, we are all about setting goals and like setting and achieving and checking off goals. So what you could do is take this list of 7, if you're really serious about becoming an MVP, take this list of 7, mark off where you are on each one, set one thing that you could do in each area to make yourself a little bit better at it, and then work on it for a month, work on it for 3 months, work on it for 6 months, and check yourself every month of how much better am I getting in each of these areas. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, skating skills. If you want to be an MVP, whether it's MVP blocker or an MVP jammer, developing strong skating technique, including speed, agility, balance, things like working on endurance or like even like changing speed, bursts of direction, these are going to be really, really key. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself, hi, Mary Ellen, ask yourself, are there any specific skating skills that you need to get better at? Do you need to work on your laterals? Do you need to work on your transitions? Do you need to work on your turnaround toe stops? Do you need to work on things like jumping the apex? Are there specific skating skills, plow stops? Is there any specific skating skills that you need to work on in order to become that better blocker or jammer? I know for me, when I started, my core wasn't super strong. I struggled to stay low, which meant number 1, my plow stops were really shitty. And number 2, when anyone hit me in the back, I stood up immediately because I didn't have the core strength to stay. So I knew in order for me to get better at my plow stops, I actually had to work on my core strength. Okay, so that's the first one, first one is skating skills. So you can comment in the chat box, where do you rate yourself on your skating skills? 1 being they're horrible, 10 being they're phenomenal. And then are there any specific skating skills that you need to be working on? You can comment in the chat box, make a note for yourself for later. Number 2 is strategy and gameplay. So understanding the specific tactics, the rules, learning how to effectively like position yourself, make smart decisions, work as part of a team. How would you rate yourselves on strategy and gameplay? Are there specific plays that your team does that you're really strong at? Are there plays that your team does that you're not so good at? When it comes to things like pack definition, are you really good at understanding pack definition, when to bridge? Are you great at understanding, okay, so if that person hits out that jammer there, I'm the person that should be running back. Like, how are all of those pieces for you? How good are you at understanding, for example, how to block in a tripod? Like, do you understand the system and function of the tripod and how to be and how to rotate and where to be, or are these things that you need to work on? So strategy and gameplay. Comment in the chat box on a scale of 1 to 10. Hi, Liz. Where are you on your strategy and gameplay? Are there specific strategies that you need to work on? Are there specific plays that you need to work on? Okay. Numero tres, number 3. Communication. I am a huge proponent of communication. I grew up playing soccer. I was a goalkeeper, and my coach basically told me that my job as the goalkeeper was to talk about what was going on in the game at any given point. And so I grew up in sport being the person that was told to talk. And so when I came over to roller derby, it was really natural for me to start, hey, you go over here, you go over there, you do this, you do that, you come here, jammer's over there, jammer's coming through, jammer's in the front, right? So that kind of communication is really, really important. So ask yourself, have you developed clear and effective communication skills that you can coordinate with your team effectively? So it's really important, whether you're a jammer communicating your intentions, do you know how to tell your team how to help you, right? When you're flying around the track and coming up on the pack jammers, do you know how to communicate to your teams what you want them to do? Blockers, do you know how to communicate to your jammer, hey, this is what's going on? Blockers, do you know how to communicate to each other? Are you the person that's going, jammers on the inside, jammers on the outside? Are you the person that's sitting there with your mouth closed? Okay. Having really effective communication makes you a better player. It makes you a leader on the track, and it helps your team as a whole be better. Now, that being said, communication can only happen with number 4. Number 4 is physical fitness. I say this all the time. You'll hear me say it over and over. Endurance wins games. The fittest skaters will be the best skaters at the end of the game. And the reason why is because you can't communicate when you're out of breath, right? You can't think about strategy when you're trying to think about getting enough oxygen into your system, or you're thinking about how your legs burn, right? You can't execute proper skating skills if you're so exhausted that you're just wobbling all over the place. So I should have put number 4 as like number 1, which is physical freaking fitness. So having a high level of physical fitness is going to make you an exceptional player. It's hard to be an MVP if you are not having a high level of physical fitness. So my question would be, are you training outside of practice? Are you cross-training? Are you doing hard things? Have you ever done 100 burpees for a time in your life? If you hadn't, you should probably do it. So this is key, not only because it's going to make you a better skater on the track, but also things like having good flexibility, having good recovery means you're going to be less likely to be injured. The less injured you are, the more you're on the track, the better you're going to be able to get, because you'll be practicing all the time. Okay. So physical fitness, number 4. Number five, mental toughness. So here's the thing, and I think that we all know it. Roller derby is a very physically demanding sport, and we all know that it's very mentally challenging, right? So we have to develop some semblance of resilience, focus, and determination to handle the kind of pressures that we're going to get in competition and to stay motivated. I guarantee you there's not a lot of people out there that just got an MVP, right? They showed up to practice. They did the hard work. They allowed themselves to be bad at things until they were good at things. They pushed through when it was uncomfortable. They pushed through the hard practices, the bad practices. They continued to show up. So part of finding yourself as the elite skaters on the track is going to be building up that mental toughness. And a lot of that comes down to, what is it that's going on inside your head? Are you your own worst enemy, or are you your own biggest cheerleader? So comment in the chat box. I'm curious. Are you your own worst enemy, or are you your own biggest cheerleader? So where are you with mental toughness on a scale of 1 to 10? Number 6, blocking or jamming specific techniques. So here's the deal. If you are, for example, going to be a blocker, you want to be the very best blocker that you can be. If you want to be a jammer, you want to be the very best jammer that you can be. My suggestion to you is 2 things. Number 1, find the best blocker in your league, or the best jammer in your league that has a similar style to you. Okay, if you're a tiny jammer, maybe finding the biggest jammer and trying to emulate them isn't going to work. Or if you're like a big blocker, you know, you find like this teeny tiny little blocker and trying to emulate them, that's not going to work. Find someone that's a similar like style, body type, vibe, and really emulate that person. Stalk that person. Ask them questions. Ask them to show you things. As nerve-wracking as it can be to ask someone for help, being willing to do that is a thing that's going to make you better, because most times those people will say yes. Similarly, watching bout footage of really great skaters that are a similar style to you. Go watch championship bouts. Go watch playoff bouts. Find that person that's kind of like you. For me, that person was a chick named Tara Armoff. She was big. She was scary. I was like, I want to be like that chick. And so I did. I just stalked her when I was struggling with learning how to plow stop. I asked her to come to practice early and help me because she had my body type. Like, she understood how to do a plow stop as a tall skater, right? So, sorry, I have like a rogue hair. It's freaking me out. There we go. I got it, in case you were worried about it. So find that person that you can emulate and then stalk them. And then finally, number 7 is track awareness. Whether you are a blocker or whether you are a jammer, if you spend all of your time inside of a little microscope with your blinders on, it makes it very hard to interact in the game, right? If you're just jamming, gotta get through this hole, and everyone over here is going, hey, there's all this offense for you, but you're so stuck and one-sided that you can't get out of that. And you can't go take that offense. Or if you're a blocker and you're so focused on like blocking the other jammer that you miss offering that O to your blocker. So it's important that you have track awareness. Now, track awareness is going to come with time, but it's a great thing to, when you come off the track, ask yourself, like, where were you zoning in too hard? Where could you have been a little bit more eyes up and eyes everywhere? So really understanding that like the dynamics of the game are going on all around you. And you have to be able to have your eyes open enough to execute strategies accordingly. Okay? So once again, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Skating skills, strategy and gameplay, communication, physical fitness, mental toughness, blocking or jamming specific techniques, and pack awareness. So comment in the chat box. I want to find out what you're kicking ass at. And again, I really encourage you, and I say this to my crash course crew all the time, is you have to take your training into your own hands. Okay. The reason why I've created these kind of series for you guys is because I want you to take responsibility for you becoming that all-star skater. And it comes from thinking about these things from a standpoint of what are the little pieces that I need to get better at? And then how can I chunk that down into what am I focusing on this month? I mean, if you just took one of these per month and you just focused on maybe one a month for 7 months, that's another way that you could do it. So I love you guys. I hope that this is helpful. We are halfway through August. We have 4 spots open for Crash Course and Transformation. So if you are a skater who wants to become an MVP and you would like some help doing that, whether it's an MVP on the track, whether it's getting your freaking life together, whether it's athlete nutrition, understanding how to create priorities in your life, boundaries, communication, like in your regular life, or if it's just being the best roller derby athlete you can be, shoot me a message or comment below with I'm in, and I can send you over details on how to apply. And we'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.